Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the Bridge All Night Podcast to my brother, my man, 100 grand for real,
Yes.
Mr. Wes Felton,
Mr.
man.
Wes Felton.
Internationally
What's up?
renowned
Peace,
musician.
How y'all feeling? What's
Man,
going
we feel
on?
great, man.
We feel great. How are you feeling?
It's great. It's always great to be home in DC.
You know.
We get, I was in the crib packing. Raheem and I about to head out for a week. We're doing the Tom Joyner cruise this year, so
Hey,
we'll be performing.
Yo,
on
y'all have
there.
officially graduated to OG status.
Yeah.
Were you on the Tom Joyner cruise?
I know.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's kind of,
yo,
For
that
sure.
is
It's a-
official auntie waves and uncle waves.
Yeah.
but it's kind of cool because it gives you time. It gives you opportunities to be able to be on trips.
To be
Absolutely.
intergenerational.
And believe it or not, we actually be like the babies on those.
Oh, I know.
Oh, we're hip.
Oh, I know.
We are hip.
Yeah.
That's why it's a shocker,
Hey,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we
yeah.
are happy for you.
Somebody auntie really try to run up on you on that
Right,
boat.
right.
You know?
Look,
Hey, you know.
y'all.
Hey, you know.
Just
I'm
look
single,
out
so
for
I might-
Wes and
we might get a
Raheem
sponsor.
next
You
week.
might entertain.
Yeah.
You
Look,
just might, but yo, man,
did you just say sponsor, Wes?
Marcus.
you know, look, sugar mamas is a thing too. I'm just
Alright.
saying.
Hello,
you know what I'm saying?
Marcus.
Yeah, more power to it.
Oh, shout out to the OG sugar mama, Eartha Kitt.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah.
She was paying for it, whatever.
That's right.
Mark, she told Marcus, I got the bag,
All
whatever
the
you want to do.
Hey,
All
Hey,
right.
it's lit.
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
So, yo,
All right, so
let's
what-
not get off point.
No.
that's right.
All right, we're gonna just dive in because Broccoli City, it's about obviously the environment, but it's also about the music.
Yeah.
And we know who Wes is, but like he is truly a true contribution to music and the music that we know and love.
Facts.
Where is the state of music right now, and what is it looking like in DC? We're getting some good festivals this year.
Well, the thing about DC, I think that DC has become kind of what I would say like a, and I don't mean this. I don't want to sound. It's not a negative thing, because as a person who tours a lot, I visit this place a lot, but it's kind of become like an artistic, musically, truck stop.
Interesting.
Okay.
And
Now,
what
what
I-
makes that might be a little harsh. You
I
know
know,
what I'm saying?
I know,
For the
I know.
young
And what I
homies.
and what I mean
what
by
makes
that,
you say that?
no,
I want you to
and what I
elaborate on that.
and what I mean by that
Alright.
is the thing about truck stops. Depending on which state it is, or depending on what city it is, some of them joints can be really
Some
nice.
of the choices live. Real.
Okay.
Like
Right.
you could go in there.
Yeah.
And you want to spend time in there. You actually end up staying in there, want to
Facts.
go around, explore,
Right.
patronize the
Every
clothing
time I didn't
coats.
get racially harassed at a truck stop, I had a good time.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what I
facts.
mean?
Wow.
But then,
You know what I'm saying?
but then there's some of them that you might go where it's kind of like, all right, let me go ahead and take this piss real quick. and
Yeah,
the
let me
fuck
get
out.
on about
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
And with DC, I noticed that we have a tendency sometimes to kind of focus on more of the people who are kind of in transit,
We
who
do.
literally coming
We do.
in, who literally come in.
and going.
And I'm
Right.
not necessarily, and I'm talking about like people that maybe not necessarily from the city.
Yeah,
Right.
facts.
We tend to like really
We hype them.
sustain
Yeah.
a lot of artists
Yeah.
globally, and I don't know if people even here in DC are aware of it.
Wow.
I know from being in the industry that like DC is kind of known by outsiders as a place where you can go get that bag real quick
And then get
and
on
then
get
keep
out.
out.
it moving, right?
Yeah.
And so,
Wow.
so when I say that, it's not a negative thing, because in the process of that, artists that are here, they're now being able to get exposure and be on these same platforms with some of these
I
artists.
get what you're saying there. I really
And
Okay.
do.
so, you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely do.
And so,
It is
and
beneficial
so-
for local artists.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so it's just crucial that we now try to start replacing, like trying to start
Hey,
switching it a
You
little
know
bit.
what?
So
That's
how
do we
that's-
elevate
That's
them?
wise words to the youth.
It's
of
huge.
DC.
Yeah.
It's
And
huge.
I think that you real talk, you're one of the elder statesmen
Sure.
of DC music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even a lot
As
of
a
cats,
native of
cats
the
who don't
area.
know that,
Yeah.
they should pay homage. My
Yeah.
man Dub has been out here a long time.
Sure, yeah,
Wrote,
yeah.
Sure.
Wrote a lot of the Love Experience.
No doubt,
has
yeah.
been doing a lot of,
And
you know,
kept the
joints
DC sound.
forever.
Yeah.
So
And
now
kept the
I'm
DC
asking
sound.
you, I gotta ask you this, because I can't let you slide without giving me the Kanye take,
Oh,
bruv.
no, Wes. No,
I
can I
need it.
just say this? Sorry
I
to cut it
can't
off.
let
Wes
is
had
a revolutionary,
Wes
and we need that
already-
Kanye take. Now,
already is ready
let
for
him shoot.
controversial.
Let him shoot.
He.
Let him shoot.
Well,
But
Well-
can I just say this?
Well, well. First of all, my whole thing with Kanye,
All right.
I told people 12 years ago on record. I did a record called Dear
Done
Kanye,
this.
where in 2006, and I predicted everything that's going on with him. I predicted it in the song. DC, in the music industry, I got blackballed for like at least 2 years. That was the first time Lupe Fiasco was supposed to play at the 930 Club. I was slate to open up for him, and then the promoters told me like, nah, his camp got issues with you because you wrote that song about his folks.
Damn.
Wow.
Other DC
And Lupe
artists
said he
other-
wouldn't talk to Kanye
other-
at all.
yeah,
man.
right. And so other
Non-existent.
DC artists were telling me, yo, you crazy. Something's wrong with you.
That's wild,
You
son.
didn't do that. I would have shows when I would do the song. His fans would come up to me after the show.
Like they want to
and they
smoke?
were like, they be ready, not smoke me, but be on some real emotional,
Yeah,
like
they wanted
thing.
that smoke. Like you be
And
like,
I will
yeah.
tell you this though,
Yeah.
the only artist that like really stood in my corner that was from DC was Michelle and Degiacello.
Oh yeah.
Say it one more time.
Well, she's
The artist
say
at,
it one
at-
more
at that
time.
time,
That's artistry
at that,
right
at-
there.
At that time, and
That
it was
is
deep.
artistry.
And so at that time, a lot of people don't know that she was playing bass for me in my band at that time.
Wow.
And she and her agreement was, in order for her to play into my band, I had to agree to always do Dear Kanye
Hey.
everywhere we played it.
Wow.
So if you go on YouTube, you'll look.
That's a hell of a bargain.
If you go on
son.
YouTube, if you go on YouTube,
Uh,
you'll look. There's an actual footage from a camera that was set up right there on the side of the stage, and you'll see Michelle playing bass for me, and we doing Dear Kanye.
Right.
And at the end of it, you see her like the way she reacts. You even see her when we finish. She's saying, "You
Well,
gotta always do,
you
you
know,
gotta, you know."
So
So-
for those of us, those people out there that's not even familiar with the song Dear Kanye, what's the lyrical content
Yeah,
of this
I was
song?
gonna say,
What do
Well,
you say?
what
it's
What
been
did
you
so-
predict?
What did
So
you
it's
say in
been
this
so
letter
long.
to Kanye?
It basically was called Dear Kanye because I could tell early in his career that he was developing this kind of like discipleship, like in terms of how his fan base was going, and because he then on top of that, you know, the song that my man wrote for him called Jesus Walks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rhymefest wrote
yeah,
that.
Rhymefest wrote that. A lot of people don't know, but
Shout out to Rhyme Fest.
so he kind of even started becoming this metaphorical kind of Messiah kind of
Get it?
thing.
And developing
And then
a
he
complex
went to
around
Jesus.
it.
And there were some couple of moments where one specifically
Yeah.
in Maryland, he had a youth choir at this church learn that song, and he was prepared. He was supposed to come there and do it. He eventually came, but he showed up 2 hours late, and he told the choir, the young people, that he's just gonna perform the song over the track now. And so
Inside scoop, y'all.
and so in this song, like my memory is just fucked up, and because that's like literally 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it basically was me writing from the perspective of all these people
All
that I
those
saw
kids.
him kind of like jerking around.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
that
I,
was
it's,
disappointed. The
wait,
people that was
one of the
disappointed
things
in
where
it.
I say it's real popular to be a Jesus talker, even more to be a so-called Jesus walker, walk around church. Oh, I can't even remember it. I don't want to abuse it.
Exactly the point you said.
But it's-
So you seen this
Where I be
coming.
like, yo, it's because there's one thing where I say, only 40 G's at your local AME. Come see me, the Jesus MC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kanye.
And then, but then I follow up and said, yeah, that sounds real great, I said I heard you miss sound check and showed up 2 hours late, and had the nerve to perform with a dat after the youth choir learned all your tracks. That's whack. Okay. Just what we need, another black man letting down black kids. That's whack, man.
Yo.
Are you just? No, check it out.
Love it.
So then I said, are you just acting?
Love that.
You know what I'm saying? I said, are you just acting? I said, I guess stardom is hard to handle. And that Shaka Khan joint was just another sped up sample.
Oh.
So, you know.
So how are you so woke? Like, what happened?
Facts. But look, talk about it in the sense of this.
Yeah.
Like, now that you see Kanye doing this, and you see this happening, what do you advise the public? How do you advise us to look at this?
Are we listening to him?
Should we listen to this album? Yeah. Should we acknowledge him as should we,
here's my thing.
As they say, is Kanye canceled?
Here's my thing. I think that artists, I think the relationship between the artists and the people has been, for so many years, was created to be so distant, and this whole kind of greater than thou kind of thing, where I think, unfortunately, the only way now, really, for people to really focus in on artists now is by them acting the fuck up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because you got artists like David Banner out here who constantly, when I tell you, he never flinches. No matter, this nigga is on TV, he's on all types of stuff, and he never compromises his message.
But you'll never hear David Banner's song.
Right, but he's living well.
He is.
You can cut on BET or Bounce or any of these networks.
But it's wild. But they got him out the industry in a sense. He don't have no influence.
But this is what I'm gonna tell you. Where we as black people are really failing, and what we don't really pay attention to, is that we gotta start focusing on agendas. Okay. And less on opinions.
Yeah.
Because here's what happens.
Right, man.
The first thing somebody gonna say to you when they find out that you into something or you have some form of different thought, the first thing we say, is it okay for us as the public to like this person, or is it okay for us as a public?
That's the part of this Kanye narrative I
don't
like.
And so when you think about people like, Donald Trump and like Nazis and people like whatever, right? I won't say Donald Trump is a Nazi or a Klan member, but him and those groups have the same agenda.
Okay.
Which is disruption.
Yeah.
Which is disruption, but also white supremacy.
Okay.
But they not concerned. They don't give a fuck what you think about them.
They don't care.
Or whatever. And they
capitalize on that chaos.
Yeah. And so that's so I think what Kanye is doing, he's really, I think most people falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
Because he's really selling a record.
From a creative perspective.
All right.
Okay.
He's really, that's what I think.
All
He's
right.
trying to sell a record.
That's one. But
somebody's telling him to do
But then also too, Kanye, I think it's great that his wife even tweeted to his defense, because to me that was the first sign of like
humanity.
Beside her having babies,
that she's a person.
That's his partner.
They might actually
you understand?
Go for one another real hard.
And she basically said, "Yo, when this nigga is calm, y'all clown him and say he's in a sunken place.
Yeah.
When this nigga does Kanye, and he does what he said he's gonna do."
Yeah.
Then y'all want to say it's something mental.
Yeah.
And the other thing she put out there was like, we gotta again be careful throwing out these phrases like mental illness, just labeling somebody or things, because we be more concerned with the opinions of what people think versus the other systematic agendas that are being used.
Agreed.
And working with the actual facts that we're living.
And while we're on, like, social justice agendas and things of that nature, like, this is something that's been bothering me, and I know you have a take on this.
Yeah.
Yo, it's really bothering me that this guy went into Nashville. It's really bothering me that this guy went into this Waffle House in Nashville and shot these people.
Yeah.
And he is a known killer of 4 people. And he is known to be armed with assault weapons. And somehow, some way, he gets to come home and take a trial.
Yeah.
He gets to cop a plea.
Bruh.
I know they ain't give him no bond, but he even got a bond hearing. Fam, Philando Castle ain't getting no bond hearing.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
You know, that young lady in Baltimore who is, I feel like
Corinne
is a legend.
Gaines.
Corinne Gaines.
Say her name.
Corinne
Gaines.
Ain't getting no bond
Say
hearing.
her
Well,
name.
Get no
yeah,
bond
yeah.
hearing.
But besides that, I think that's obvious. I'm gonna be honest. I went to a Waffle House for the first time last month when we were on tour. Listen,
Waffle House.
Tour life.
hold on. I'm from Northeast DC, and we didn't have Waffle Houses
there was no
growing up.
TH in that. He's from Northeast.
It's TAC. No, I did that for you because I was talking about it.
So what that mean? You eat at Denny's?
No, hold on. No. So, and then also,
Like shit, though.
check it out. But I'm gonna just tell you, when I went there, it was daytime.
Right.
And I'm gonna be honest, man. I felt uncomfortable in that motherfucker.
Why?
I just did. I felt under the edge.
Were you the only man of color?
Nah, we were there. It was me, Raheem, DJ Rico, and the driver.
Okay.
Y'all was regular in there.
Yeah.
Y'all was regular in there.
Man, it took them like 15 minutes to
That's
offer
what
us
they do. But it be the best hash browns ever.
Is
Right.
that a Waffle
Well, check it out.
House custom?
Well, check it out.
Those
Check
the
it out.
best
Check it
hash
out.
browns.
Check it out. If they're gonna allow what happened to that black woman
I agree.
in that establishment,
And that's a problem.
I agree.
and they hire people who misuse managerial policies in handling people, and then when I checked out the individual, the woman who was basically calling the cops on her.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I'm saying I
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable in that motherfucker.
You
When I
don't
was in
read
there
too deep into
because
it.
off the break.
You're supposed to just put your head down,
Yeah,
order from the
but
menu,
he
and
did.
mind
Hey,
your
He
business.
called
So check it out.
Kanye.
So
That's
my
all
point
I'm
was. So
gonna
my
call.
point was. My point is. It wasn't just about the place. It ain't about the food, but it was like one exit.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
That is true. Waffle houses are death
the,
traps.
the employees. You can't tell. Sometimes
if they start fighting in the
That's
Waffle
what I'm
House,
saying.
you in the fight.
You're
Yeah.
there.
You're
It's-
in
it's-
that fight,
I
whether
saw-
you like it or not.
Collaborative fighting is
At
happening.
one point, the waitress and the person cooking were arguing whether or not they was gonna make what she yelled out or not. It's so
The
for
whole
me.
time, that's Diddy's on Bennett Road
Right,
too.
right. So for me, so for me, yeah. So for me, listen. So for me, I think it really boils down to
Akil is not.
I think it boils down to is that we as black folks, we as black young folks, old folks, whatever labels or boxes you want to jump in, we have to start thinking a little bit more of like, how can we open up our own Waffle House?
Facts.
And we can make sure that it has the shit in there that we like.
You right.
It has the type of people with personalities and people who actually enjoy
love
what
that.
they do.
You
I love
right.
that.
You understand what I'm
shout out
saying?
to my boys that's out here really doing it on the culinary
Entrepreneurship.
side.
Yeah, 'cause
And
that's
entrepreneurship.
Victory Truck.
'Cause they don't really want us there in the
All
first
right.
place.
Yo,
We got
a
2
lot
minutes.
of people, man. They doing it.
Are we wrapping completely? All right,
We
y'all.
gonna get we
Wes,
gonna get Dub out
Wait,
here.
wait.
Wes, I
They
just
taking the
have
2
to ask
minutes?
this question
Y'all gonna hand me a-
because this is a black man that reads, y'all.
Okay.
He has a degree from Carnegie Mellon, y'all.
That's right,
He's
yo.
like a really
But
smart man.
it's in theater though, so let's be.
Shout out to the theater.
I didn't go there for engineering and no
Let's
shit.
be-
Shout out to the
specific.
theater majors.
Yes.
Thank you.
All
All right. Wes, why do people need to vote in this June 19th in D.C. is our D.C. primary? Why do people need to go vote?
Well, people need to vote first and foremost for the obvious reasons because there's people who got their heads bashed in and
Bang.
got dragged and
Bingo.
hanged and hung and raped and tortured and set on fire.
My grandpa would slap
That's the
me if he
first
found
thing.
out
So
I
you're
wasn't voting.
kind of required. That's like letting somebody spit in your mama's face and then you applaud them for it.
Yeah.
But then more importantly, we can cry out and scream for change and a world that we all want to be able to coexist in. But ultimately, we have to accept and realize that we have to get involved. We got to no longer be on the sidelines and be those haters that, with the weak jumper who's always talking about whack somebody else's jumper is. If you're not going out there and you
Step
ain't
your
you
game up,
ain't willing to
right.
shoot, then you need to just go ahead and go play jump rope up the hill with somebody else in the park.
I love it.
And get the fuck away from the basketball court.
Get the fuck
because when you don't participate in voting, you disqualify yourself from even the debate about politics. Because part of the process of voting is not just about the actual vote. It's about the actual political process. Participation.
You got to be in it to win it.
And you don't deserve an opinion if you're not even brave enough.
You can't win if you don't
to
play.
Even go out there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I love
Thank
it,
you
yo.
so much,
right.
Wes.
Yeah, y'all.
Wes Felton,
find
social
you?
media.
Wes Felton DC.
Instagram,
Wes Felton
Twitter,
DC. Twitter is the same
Snapchat,
thing.
Twitch,
I don't do Snapchat. I'm old, man, so I gotta keep up what I keep up with.
I love it.
But then also Crossrhodes 368 on everything.
That.
Yeah.
My man is in the group.
Wes
Felton, Raheem Devaughn.
That's the
Wes
one.
Felton,
Hey.
legend.
Hometown
Yeah.
hero.